Welcome to the fifth and final race of Graveyard Series 7. We are at Autopolis in Japan for a 600 horsepower game of chess. Between 10 different beetles, there are 4 potential championship winners in this lineup by the end of this race. Keep your eyes on Pagani, GT, Slayer and Kiwi. GT leading, Slayer behind by 1 point, and we're off and racing for 7 laps at Autopolis with a mandatory pit stop and tyre change as they go 4 wide down the first straight for the first time, approaching turn 1, all through the pinch point now. Con, the first car to the apex as they run now around the corner around turn 2. They all try to sort it out. Schwaber makes contact, goes off the track as he loses control of his Beetle as they run down now into turn 3 for the first time. GT climbing up the pack already into 4th, right behind Rick, and they all come around into the double left-hander, approaching the hairpin. And it's Con, Pagani, Rick in the front 3. Contagious bumps Slayer out of the way and comes around. Thank you very much. Kiwi makes ground up as well as they go 3 wide. Contagious, Kiwi, Slayer, Zambe looking up the inside of Slayer now around the long left-hander. You've got the front 4 and the second 5 battling in 2 small battle packs as we approach the final 2 turns for the first time. Now it's all about the strategy, who takes their pit stop and when. Jonesy with the inside run on Zambe into the start-finish straight. GT serves his pit stop at the end of lap 1 of 7, so 6 opportunities to pit. As we see Con, Pagani and Rick flying down into turn 1 now. Somebody has abandoned the race. There's still a yellow flag in sector 1 and a stationary car off the track. I'm not quite sure who that is. We'll find out shortly as Con and Pagani lead us around through sector 2 for the second time. Contagious in 4th. So Pagani in a pretty good position at the moment. Mathematically, that if everything falls in place for him, Pagani could take the title here this evening. Contagious and Rick contact side by side. As we're running to turn 8 now, Contagious has the inside line. Kiwi's lurking in the background. Pagani does well. Rick does well, sorry, to hold it all around the outside of Contagious. Into the final turns now again for the second time. A little bit of attack there from Rick on Contagious. That's going to slow 3rd and 4th down. That's going to invite Kiwi and Slayer into the party, and they do, and they go past Rick side by side. And Contagious and Rick decide to serve a pit stop. So does Jonesy. So 6 cars out on track in front of us. 5 cars. My apologies, 5 cars yet to pit. With the 6th through 9th having served or in the pit lane as we speak. As Kiwi and Slayer come around turn 1 on lap 3. Slayer's got the run. He's going to look for the peak into turn 3. Around Kiwi. Pagani looking for the inside line on Con. Con shuts the door. Slayer gets the move done into turn 3 on Kiwi. That puts Slayer up into 3rd. Now 2nd, 3rd and 4th, all potential winners of the championship after this race. But as it stands, Slayer will beat Con and will beat Kiwi and Pagani to the points. It's all about where GT comes out in relation to Slayer at the moment, barring any major mistakes from any of these drivers. Zambe in 5th, GT in 6th, the first of the pit stoppers. As Con and Pagani come around at the end of lap 3, is anyone going to serve now? We have 5 cars yet to pit. Con and Pagani stay out at the end of lap 3. So do Slayer and Kiwi and Zambe. So the front 5 remain on track as we've passed halfway in the final race. As we approach halfway in the final race. Slayer and Kiwi. Kiwi runs wide. So does Zambe. Zambe must have followed him. That's going to slow Kiwi and Zambe down on the overcut lap. Pagani and Con still 1st and 2nd. Con still just has him within reach. Rick looks for the dive on Jonesy. Thinks again. Not quite enough room to make the run. So we flick back to the front of the pack, Con and Pagani. Con just pulling away from Pagani a little bit now. Jonesy and Rick approaching turn 6. That dreaded hairpin as the cars drop right back down to 2nd or 1st and flick it around. Now Con and Pagani Pagani's closed the gap a little bit more. The end of lap 4. Who's going to pit stop now? Con stays out, and so does Pagani. Pagani's in the slipstream. He's going to look to make the move done now. Slayer comes in, and so does Kiwi at the end of lap 4, followed by DanZambe as well. So we're going to see where the overcut comes into play and whether or not they come out with any sort of track position on the rest of the group. GT comes past the cars in the pit lanes. Pagani going side by side with Con approaching turn number 3. What's going to happen here? Into the braking zone, Pagani takes the inside line. Con looks for the switchback. Con's got the inside now. Pagani shut the door on him. Oh, my apologies. Around turn 6 into the hairpin. 2.5 laps to go. This is the primary battle, with where will GT come out being the main question. GT 2 spots up on Slayer, so if it stays like that, GT will beat Slayer to the championship. And it looks like, and very wide from Kiwi after potential contact there with Jonesy. Yes, it was. Jonesy decides to back off and serve the redressal. That drops Jonesy out. Kiwi's out of championship contention. Pagani's in the pits now. Con going around for another lap. Where will GT come out in relation to Pagani? That's the big question at the moment. Contagious in 4th. Pagani's coming out now, but GT gets the run. Contagious might have enough speed to catch Pagani as well. No, he doesn't. He's too far behind. So, 1 car to pit, and as it stands, GT will be the champion. But anything can happen. One mistake from GT opens the door from Slayer, and a following mistake from Slayer will open the door from Pagani. So, Pagani right behind GT with a lap and a half to go. Con will come in at the end of this lap for his pit stop. Pagani on fresher tyres than GT. Still within lunging range as they approach the final turn for the penultimate time in this competition. The 5th and final race. Pagani looks up the inside on GT, forces him to take a wider line into the final 2 turns. They go through side by side. Absolutely electric as we've got 1 lap to go. Pagani's made the move done. Con's come into the pits now. Where's he going to come out in relation to everybody else? He's exiting, but he won't have the pace. He's going to fall back into 5th potentially. As GT and Pagani battle with 1 lap to go. Pagani's done absolutely everything he can. Contagious gets turn 1 a little bit wrong. That's going to invite Con and Slayer to the party as they go through turn 2, approaching turn 3. Pagani shuts the door on GT. They come through the tight technical section now. Hold your breath, because it's anybody's championship still with half a lap to go. 1 mistake from any driver will shuffle up the standings. As Con and Slayer come around turn 6. Contagious gets his exit a little bit slow as well. So 3rd, 4th and 5th all bunched up together. Con looks for the inside line, but Contagious shuts the door. GT and Pagani's battling all the way out to the final corner of the final lap. So does 3rd, 4th and 5th. GT and Pagani around the final corner now. GT just needs to keep his head and he should take the championship. But Pagani, with bragging rights of the final race, takes the checkered flag as he swings across the front of GT. Con serving on the line. Slayer takes 3rd. Con in 4th. Contagious in 5th. DanZambe in 6th. Rick and Kiwi come across the line in 7th and 8th. And Jonesy finishes it off in 9th. So we'll flick to the race results. And then the final standings. So Pagani, GT, Slayer, Con, Contagious, DanZambe, Rick, Kiwi, Jonesy round out the top 8 with Schwabanali and Troy not racing, DNFing, not running. And the final standings. So here we go. The champion and the Skeleton King for Series 7 is GT on 36. 2 points behind was Slayer on 34. And 3 points behind him was Pagani on 31. So thank you very much for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. Shill, plug. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you soon for whatever comes next.